My name's Davis. I'm the Head of Conservation here at the National Museum of the Royal Navy, and we're here with Holland 1, which is the first submarine ever commissioned by the Royal Navy and my favourite object in the collection. It was built in 1901, so this year we are celebrating its 120th birthday. 120 years old, and we think it still looks pretty good. We love showing it to our visitors because it's such an amazing survivor. So at the beginning of the 20th century, submarine technology was really just developing, and it was developing very fast. So the Holland design quickly became obsolete, and it was decommissioned after only 12 years. In 1913, it was being towed to the scrapyard when it accidentally sank near the Eddystone Rocks, not far from Plymouth. If it had not sunk, it would not survive today, so it was actually pretty lucky for us. The wreck of the submarine wasn't discovered until 1981, and it was raised from the seabed in 1982. Now, at that time, it was cut into 3 pieces so that it could travel by road to the Submarine Museum in Gosport, which is where it still is. That's where we are today. And it was welded back together again at Gosport. Now, the submarine was then just washed down with water, and a sort of rust converter treatment was brushed onto the surface. Unfortunately, that's not enough to remove all the salt that the submarine had soaked up from being submerged in the sea for 69 years. And within 10 years, the submarine was in quite poor condition, and it was obvious that without a major conservation project, it was at risk of being lost altogether. At that point, because the submarine couldn't be moved without the risk of it breaking up entirely, it was left where it was standing, here in the same spot in Gosport. A special tank was built around the submarine where it stood, and we're still on that spot. It was filled with an electrolyte solution, which reacted with the chlorine that was in the metal and was able to draw it out into solution so that it could be disposed of. That wash process took 5 years, and after that point we're still left with a low trace of salt in the metal. For that reason, Holland has to be kept within this climate controlled building to keep the humidity very low. And at that low humidity, which is less than 30%, it stops any further corrosion from reactivating. The conservation team here at NMRN, now what we need to do is to monitor the submarine very closely, make sure that the low humidity is maintained, and check for any signs of further corrosion or any issues that might arise. And that's really important because Holland depends on that climate controlled environment to survive now.